working twice as hard for something you already got. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Friends are coming through the door. Wheels are spinning on the floor. We don't know what we don't know. That's the only way to grow. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. What you're looking for is in your hand, been there all along. Pour another cup and pull a chair. Sing along. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Hey! Hey!
Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to another orange morning. It is June 29th, 2026, the last Monday of the first half of 2026. Good morning. How are we doing?
Good morning. Happy to be here.
The orbit of the Earth around the sun and the revolution of the Earth around its axis are unrelated. So, like, the last Saturday of the first half of the year plus Earth's orbit, like, it's not in the exact same line all the time. They're not connected, is what I'm saying.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
It's a short week, so there's that.
Is it though?
What's a week, man?
Is it a short week?
And like, do we know all the way back that this was that we didn't lose track of? Like, is it Monday at some
It's
point?
it's the strawberry
It could
full
be
moon.
Wednesday. Right
It's the
now.
strawberry
Yeah.
full moon.
I don't know
I
what
do
that
agree.
means.
This is why AI has such a hard time with days of the week. Pretty
Yes.
subjective or arbitrary. Either way. Yeah. Heaven forbid we start talking about financial fiscal
years.
Oh my
Yeah. Oh, maybe we'll dive into that. This is a business focused show sometimes.
Yes, I'm on the wrong show.
I know, right? Speaking of business focus, we've got some interesting updates, I'll say.
Yeah.
And I just want to, I like the positioning of this first one. Get early access to HubSpot's latest theme update.
Yeah.
In development. What is it? We've made some refinements to the new HubSpot theme. You'll see a lighter table header, updated link styling, and new button colors. The layout, card-based structure, and spacing you're used to stay exactly as they are. The update rolls out to all users on this theme July 27th. You can get early access today. Note, it says it's in development. There is a future-looking statement card. But if you've been watching the show, whenever Casey's sharing her screen, she's still on the old theme. When I'm sharing my screen, I'm on this new theme. So I'm not sure exactly what's in development other than the ability to force you into the new theme. That's what I'm gathering.
Yeah, I opt into so many betas that I don't even know which theme I'm on.
I do.
I must be on the new one. Looking
Well,
at this.
some portals I'm in are on the new theme and some I'm not. So every once in a while I'll have like a jump scare where I'll enter a portal that's in the new theme and I'm like, oh, but it's not that. I mean, it's colors, right? I mean, that's
Yeah. Well, a little bit more than that. Maybe I should read the next one too, and
okay.
then we can.
Yeah, they're very
throughout the
related. Like
trade.
this
Yes.
one seems to be early access, and this is like public. What GA general availability?
Yep. Also, in development, HubSpot's new theme is rolling out to all users on August 31st. Get early access today.
Okay, wait. Now I'm very confused.
What is it? I just need to read these words because I think it's so interesting how they're trying to like prevent panic. Basically, HubSpot has a new theme, and we'd love for you to try it before it becomes the default on August 31st. It's a cleaner, more modern UI. And switching early means you can get familiar at your own pace before the change happens automatically.
That's
Nothing
quite.
about how HubSpot works is changing with this update,
Yeah.
just how it looks and feels.
Now that's a spin.
Yeah.
I'll go into the why does it matter on this one. These two updates are like very close, so I'm.
Yeah, they're just attached to different Jira tickets.
Why does this matter? HubSpot is being transformed this year. Fewer places to go, clearer next steps, and workspaces that work together instead of alongside each other. The new theme is the first step towards a more modern, streamlined user interface. We're intentionally releasing our new look and feel gradually, starting with this updated visual theme, so the full redesign feels familiar, not jarring when it arrives, and you're ready to turn it on. In the meantime, you'll notice real differences right away. The update brings a lighter overall feel, a cleaner typography, and more intentional spacing to make the product more readable for everyone on your team. We've moved away from heavy headers towards an interface that lets the content take center stage.
It feels like
I'm
one of those classic marketing moments where marketing is trying to explain something to the rest of the team in the most logical, all of the logical ways they can think of. Meanwhile, people just are like, no, I want the old theme. I don't like this change. And nothing that you're going to explain to me in this moment, no matter how logical it seems or rational decisions were made, I'm going to be happy with. Because these are all nice things. But like, let's start here, Casey. I'm curious why we are still looking at the old theme when you share your screen.
change is hard.
Because Casey's getting used to it at her own pace. As well.
Yeah, Chris.
By staying in the old theme.
Well, and a lot of my clients have not switched yet. Okay, really, it's just change is hard. But a lot of my clients are in the old theme. And so I do a lot of like demos, or I'll share my screen and people follow along, things like that. And especially when it's things like, okay, and then the big orange button in the top right corner, that is no longer orange. And so that can be confusing to some people. But mostly it's just change is hard.
All right.
You want to talk about confusing people? I can share my screen if you want to see it, but I use the plugin header colors for HubSpot, which changes the. Are you familiar? It lets you set per portal colors for the left hand and top bars. so that when I set it to the brand's color so that I have this like clear visual indicator. This client's portal is red. My portal is my orange. This client's
That
portal is their teal.
I didn't know about this, but that is really nice because I've built workflows in the wrong portal before.
Yeah, it's a especially if you're a like window and tab hoarder, like I'm forced to admit that I am, and you like command tilde to another window in the same space, and you think you're in a portal and you're not, and you're like, these metrics are all wrong, and you spend 30 minutes trying to troubleshoot it, and then you realize
Just wrong portal.
you were looking at a different portal or the sandbox or whatever.
Yeah.
So when I share my screen, people are like, what is happening?
You're
Yeah.
like,
It's always interesting to look at these updates from that perspective too, of practitioners that have to deal with many portals. Meanwhile, maybe 99% of the customer base only is ever in one HubSpot portal. But yeah, new themes coming. I think I would just like them to be a little more direct and lead with, hey, we need to fix some stuff to make AI work better, to clean up the like everything on one surface, mentality that we're trying to create, and to make sure everything stays fast. Kind of the last line of how does it work? Because like this line is the example. It's the same HubSpot. Not really. If we're being honest, just cleaner and faster to work from. Yep, that can be true, but that's also because it's not exactly the same HubSpot, in my opinion.
Yeah,
you got breeze sparkles everywhere that you want to click on. All right, moving on.
Speaking of inducing panic, the next update there, I have not heard or if this is just the, I guess I did not drill down to differentiate if this update
this is
is just the refresh, or if this is the inline updates that everyone freaked out about because it messed up all their workflows.
Is the refresh.
Okay.
What is it? Index and record pages now update property data in real time as you create or modify records, which might be the inline thing that you're talking about, but there's an update to this that it also refreshes the page. So now includes real-time property data updates on both index and record pages, ensuring live data without manual refresh.
And this matters because stale data leads to missed opportunities and mistaken priorities. With real-time updates, you're always working with current information. Whether a new record is created, ownership changes, or a status updates, you can act confidently, knowing your view reflects the latest data without manual refreshing. So am I... So in theory, if a workflow updates a property, that's automatically going to show up on the record page that I'm already on without me refreshing the page. Is that like if something else is happening in the background?
Or if you have a My Deals view and a new deal is generated, it'll pop in at the top of the list.
Okay.
Note, the report view type on the index page will still require a refresh to see the latest data. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody.
It makes sense to
why
me.
That's necessary.
Well, maybe not why it's necessary, but I understand what they're saying, which makes me suspect that the real-time data that I would like to see is resolved is the reports and dashboards for some reason, even when you refresh, holding on to cached data in, say, a displayed metric, even when you click into the detail table and it displays a different number of records there. But that's an update for another day.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. View all properties panel on the activity timeline. What is it? You can now view all properties, including the custom properties you've added, directly from a task, call, or meeting on the activity timeline without leaving the record page.
Why does it matter? You can add custom properties to calls, meetings, and tasks. Previously, there was no way to see them from the record page. To find a custom property, you had to leave the record and go to the index page, then come back. Now, all properties can be accessed from the timeline through the View All Properties panel, keeping in your workflow and focused on the task at hand. This is really nice. This came up with a client recently. I'm trying to remember the exact reason. I know the client, but I can't remember what the specific reason was. But this is nice.
I imagine Oaks is somebody who who dabbles in custom meeting properties.
Yes, and meetings and calls, and have a couple of projects that I'm doing with clients right now that require drilling down into that data related, if it would not surprise you, to AI agents and activity. And yeah, I would still like full-fledged record pages for these quasi objects, but this has already saved me some time and hassle of drilling down and looking.
So how would you have done this? Like as they described, where you have to go to the index page, and how would you have drilled down?
I have in multiple spaces on my multiple computers. I have for each of the client portals where I'm working on these things, I have tabs open for calls and meetings with a saved view, a couple of saved views, depending on the things I'm looking at, that have the properties that I am interested in tracking and looking at set up in those tables. So I've got the record in one page, and I've got index view in another browser window, and switching and refreshing and looking at things. So it is it's a big help when you're trying to view in context, but if you're trying to look at 200 calls and figure out what's going on, this isn't the way that you would go into it. But I fully endorse this improvement as hopefully a step into unwinding
the bridge.
activities from this meta object situation.
Right? Yeah. What else on our list today? Anything else you guys want to highlight?
I want to talk about this also in development. Clear errors. Sandboxes clear errors when assets fail to copy. I met with the team about this. I think it's a nice update.
In development, what is it? When supported assets fail to copy during a sandbox creation, errors will tell you exactly why. You'll see the specific reason an asset couldn't be copied, whether it relies on an unsupported asset type, a dependency that no longer exists in production, or a combination of both, along with clear next steps for what to do about it.
Why does this matter? When assets fail to copy to a sandbox, the previous error messages were not always clear. It was unclear whether the problem was an unsupported dependency, a deleted asset, or something else entirely, leaving users to troubleshoot blindly or rely on our support team to make sense of them. This was especially frustrating when a failure cascaded through a dependency chain, causing various assets to not copy. For example, a workflow might fail because it relied on a form, which failed because it relied on an unsupported asset type like a campaign. However, the previous error gave no indication of where the problem started and how it impacted the other assets. With these improvements, guesswork is reduced so users can spend less time debugging and more time working in their sandbox. So I met with the team about this. This is a very nice, I had like a cascading dependency chain problem, and I was able to fairly quickly get to the root of what the problem, well, I thought I did. Well, I got to like the first cascade. I didn't know about like the second cascade. So I thought I had solved it and then immediately had not solved it. So I'm happy to see this improvement. I think it'll help a lot of teams trying to move things from sandboxes. And even that first like cascade, the client I was on the phone with was like, "How did you know it was that?" And I was like, there's just a lot of weird stuff in my brain. Like, I don't think many people's brains work in this HubSpot file system that mine do. So I think for the average HubSpot user, this is also a needed improvement.
Yeah. You know how you can remember people's birthdays? I remember stuff about HubSpot.
Yeah.
That's how.
I don't know when anyone's birthday is, but I know.
Oh, man. True story. Let's finish off our updates with brand support in quotes. Because that team has been working hard, and I want to mention a post that Ethan made after we talk about this update. What is this update? If you use HubSpot's brands add-on to manage multiple brands, your quotes now carry the right brand automatically. When a quote is created, it picks up the correct brand logo from the template editor. So the quote, its preview, the published quote page, buyer-facing emails, checkout, invoices, and receipts all reflect the right brand with no manual swapping.
Why does it matter? Businesses with multiple brands need every buyer touchpoint to look consistent and on brand. Until now, quotes always used your portal's primary logo, even when the deal belonged to a different brand. Brands on quotes closes that gap, extending a cohesive branded experience from marketing and sales into the quote to cash process, so buyers always see the brand they expect and your business looks polished and professional. Nice, so you get to switch the brand here.
Either of you work with clients that are using the brands add-on?
A little bit. I have not gone super deep on it. I work with more clients that should be using brands but don't have Marketing Hub Enterprise, which is probably the scenario most companies are in that could be using brands. Honestly, this sounds like it works better than brands does in a lot of features where brands has existed for a long time. Properties and workflows. I think that brand's infrastructure
has improved.
Yes. Still needs some improvement. Is really promising, and unification with the context layer for Breeze, etc. Love seeing every step forward on this.
Yeah, and this is another gotcha moment. Why companies can have a hard time adopting HubSpot in cases like this, where it's like, hey, all right, we were already managing our brands. Quotes make sense. What? I gotta change the logo every time, right? And that's been prevalent on a lot of the Revenue Hub stuff, especially invoices. It was the first time I felt it after bringing two portals together. that were using all of HubSpot, and running into that was not fun. So good to see that I'll say the brand's add-on is maybe a little more worth the price of admission than maybe it has been in the past. So very cool to see that progress. Did you guys see the contest that Ethan Coppett, Revenue Hub product manager,
I
put
did
out on
see.
Friday?
I did
Uh,
see.
I've got it up on my
You
screen
have it?
right
Okay.
now.
So we can
So
race to it.
about a month ago, Ethan says, we formally released the ability for HubSpot Quotes users to custom code their quote templates. Now we're offering $10,000 to $5,000 prizes to the most creative quote templates built by HubSpot partners. The vast majority of successful large-scale CPQ implementations I've seen are overseen by solutions partners, and most of them require advanced quote template customization. Yeah, I guess they're trying to get people to check out custom quotes.
This is, I was very surprised when I saw this and immediately was trying to think if I was capable of doing something worth $5,000, which I pretty quickly was like, you know what? Seems like better fits for this than
Yeah.
me.
Unless you're aiming for that second prize, you should
Yeah.
just let me take care of it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, Chris.
I'll bring in some funds for the Value First team. I definitely plan on winning one of these prizes. Already got a nice value path oriented build in place, using all of the objects and all of the connected data. It's powerful, and I guess I kind of want to show it. It's going to be a good example. So of why, like, it's so powerful, like what they've done here. You do have to be Claude Code or AI activated in some regard, I think, to not run into the same kind of bottlenecks of going through a dev team and like just, is this the priority that we need to be doing right now? A lot of these things that have gotten in the way of really like the movement of sales and how fast they need to move, the compliance and governance around what quotes need to look like. I think most people underestimate the control of the buyer in these moments where it's like, it's got to look like this and it's got to read this way. And our name, we know our name is like this over here, but on the quote, it needs to look like this. And that's often a reason for why it can be hard to systematize, right?
Right.
And luckily, that's where we do have AI now. And I'm helping teams understand, like, hey, it's okay that the credit check comes through with this company name. LinkedIn has this company name. Invoices need to be this company name, right? We can support that now because we can transform data. We can check data in ways that we haven't been able to before. So like, I for one of our clients, we have this like company record that just like, it's got like 5 different address like groups on there. Not just like, I have to be like, look guys, I know this doesn't even make me feel comfortable, but at the end of the day, we've got it like the accounts team owning this, or the accounting team. We've got sales owning some of this. We've got the projects team owning some of this. And it makes sense once you dig in, but when you're just looking at it, it's like, God, do we really need to fill in like, 5 addresses?
Yeah, I mean, the other AI activation story too there is that like quotes they live in this flexible space, right? Like invoices, like how many humans are going to look at an invoice versus how many humans are going to look at a quote in a sales process. And so they do need that normalization, but often on a like per client basis. And sometimes there was this, I've run into so many companies that have like a latent need for customization that because it was a hassle or they didn't understand what was possible, nobody ever like voiced the concern. And so sometimes it would be like, I'd put a cover page that I built in Google Docs on the PDF that I download and send instead of sending a link because of this customization.
Yeah.
And the speed with which you can iterate and reduce the effort opens up the door for sales to be like, oh, they need a thing that like this for the quote or whatever. And then you can turn that around in so little time. And then they can look at it and say like, oh, I see what the iteration, the OODA loop there is like, oh, yes, mostly like this, but here's the thing that swapped and I see how this looks funny. Can we fix this? And that goes from like a ticket that has a 3-week lead time and 10 hours of, work and 2 meetings about requirements into a half a morning of effort, right?
Yeah.
That is running in parallel to other things because Claude is running in the background on the customization or Breeze or
Right.
whatever,
Yeah.
have you.
It's often the stuff that takes the team out of the system that you just paid a bunch of money to build for.
Yes.
And then wrecks the system because you lose the trail. And it's always funny, like when you get into these projects, it's like, yeah, let me download it at the end so I can edit it though.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, let's stop there.
Yes. How can we make that not necessary? That's
right.
the goal.
This is one of the ways, I'd say. So pretty normal quote here right now. I think if you want to try and win this money, you need to think outside of the box of quoting, right? And so I'm thinking of it from a deal room style perspective. Again, things that if you're just going to create quote and it's related to a deal and it's just a transactional document, right? You're not going to want to build it this way because it needs to be very black and white, very clear, very executable, right? But when it comes to proposals and like when are they asking for the quote, even I had to say, hey, AI, are you familiar with the concept of budgetary quotes? It's like, oh yeah, this could go outside of the buyer like stage, right? And so once you can open your mind to that and understand that I've got some design work to do here to make this readable. But so anybody that's familiar with the value path, there's 8 stages from audience to champion. And I just started, and if you're Claude Code activated, you'll understand that like half the battle is just understanding what capabilities you can start to work with. So when the 2 things at work here are like Claude Code and the ability to develop website experiences inside of these modules, and the CMS backend, right? So the web experiences that we can get pretty close to inside of the UI extensions, as an example, like this component library has existed for a while, right? But on a record, we don't have access to like the CMS level of design and branding and things like that. So first here we have just a content card, right? If it's at the beginning of the journey, we're trying to educate, focused on content. In stage 2, we're researching, right? We've got a nice slider here that changes values, and we can select from different scope years that we might be interested in. If we're in hand raiser stage, we're probably wanting to, we already set a meeting, and because there's a meeting, it's showing this card on the quote now. And what do you want to make sure that we cover during that meeting? And send to the brief. We'll send to the appointment record in HubSpot, and then continually like create this dynamic experience till we get to the buyer stage. And again, we're making selections. And so all of this, I am not a web developer. I did not tap any web developer friends on the shoulder to do this. I did have natural assistance from the fact that I work with Ryan Ginsberg and we share repos and we've done a lot of UI extension work, but he has not created any, HubSpot custom quote like modules since they've been enabled. So there's a repo that anybody can access for, and I should probably share that link, like custom quote starter, like repo to get anybody started. That again, you can just point your AI friends to, so that they can understand how to do this, right? And as we continue on the stages here, it's creating this kind of interactive, dynamic experience. And again, like how this can work is going to be different for every business, because I use the full HubSpot data model, and I can use projects and deliverables and appointment records and all these things. I'm not relying solely on deals and contact records and companies, which is a huge, like if you stick there, maybe you limit yourself in terms of like what you can achieve here. But if that's your data model and you do stick there, I would go for like clean and easily executable like as possible. But yeah, you can show videos here. This was actually, so as the team was developing this, and afterwards, like as I was showing it for review, the AI orchestrator agent was like, yeah, we're going to fix that. Like, I guess somebody on the team thought it'd be funny to put the Rick Astley. And I was like, no, you do that every time, man. So I don't know that they think it's a joke, but it's funny that you're calling it out as a joke. Here we have a refer a peer section if we're in advocate mode. So all of this is all custom quote, custom coded modules inside of a HubSpot quote. Right. So that's why Ethan is trying his best, and the whole team is trying their best to help everybody understand what's possible there now. And so excited about this contest.
I think it'll be really cool. I hope that, I get to see like a lot more of the submissions than just the winners, obviously, because I think hopefully it'll inspire a lot of creativity and things.
Yeah, with some teardowns, just cool looking quotes is great. I want to see the like business case, the use case behind them, like why certain decisions were made and what problems they were trying to solve.
Yeah, that's actually one of his missions here. They also want to build a repository of example quotes that they can use to help customers and help us partners sell some Revenue Hub. So it makes sense. Have you guys seen HubGrader?
Yes.
I have.
Thoughts?
Is that that's not your real score, right?
It is.
Okay.
But you have to connect a specific portal, right?
It's your account.
Specific account.
Oh, account. Okay.
So this, and that's where this user has only existed for this amount of time.
It's in a lot of portals, though.
As a HubSpot user since 2017. So I'd be very curious to roll all that up. But yeah, top 15% of users. I did leave a comment on Dharmesh's post about this, that my agents are probably going to start taking some of this activity. They actually already have. So it'd be cool to
Oh,
see
interesting
some.
question. How does it, I haven't looked, how does it assess your personal access key, which is if you're using projects, right? It would attribute to you. That's an interesting question.
I hope like reports and workflows like way down here.
Where is, I'm trying to find my HubGrader window. Casey, did you take it?
No, I don't know. I was scared too.
You're scared too.
Well,
Sequences
I
way
thought you
down
had to
here.
pick. I thought you had to pick a portal. Like I thought you had to pick a portal to connect it to, and I didn't realize it. I realize now that you connect your whole account. But yeah, I thought that, and I was kind of like, which portal would I connect? Like I just kind of got panicked in that decision-making process.
Yeah, we need to. There's some work to do. CRM cards way down here. I don't know about that.
Mine
Interesting
is,
concept for sure.
yeah, and it definitely brute instrument. Mine is recalculating right now. Let's see, maybe that score went up.
Yeah. I definitely seeing one of his later posts, like mentioning the top 3 in the world or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, here we go. Not sure if that's the right way to be. Like, is it a great thing that you're at the top of the list?
Yeah. I just got my refresh through an error.
Can I show yours, Casey?
Sure. You got a better grade than me. It's annoying. I'm fine. I'm having a fine day.
Go to the bye week.
My original login, I have the same thing as you, where this account has existed for 2 years. My older portal, which has 5 years and 5 months, has a 92. Thank you.
A portal or account?
Account. Sorry.
Yeah.
Are you ready to share yours? Share yours, Oaks?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Oh.
97.5%.
Oh.
So, sorry.
So we all know who's the best HubSpotter.
This one, well, I'm only top 3%. If you go by activity, which is just a churn, metric. Account age is probably a lot to do with it. But also, like, yeah, I had other accounts that go back to 2015 or something, that if we took those into account. But this is the real story here, and it's the real story of HubSpot since, well, around this date actually, which is like, depending on how you define features, like top 3% using, let's call it 40% of features, right? Like, this really demonstrates how, I guess it tells me right there, 35.2. This really is illustrative of how much, as it, the trajectory of, in the early 2000s, 2004, 5, 6, it was a marketing platform. And now HubSpot is a customer platform, right? And like, there isn't a lot of what is now Revenue Hub in this for me, right? And there isn't a lot of what is now Content Hub and what is Service Hub, right? Those are the hubs that I'm the least versed in. Sales and marketing data, all very heavy.
Yeah,
There's just
what's
like you
super?
can't, you know, agents can get to that 1120 features, but there's just so much that like what is I'm going to have to say, what does being top 3% mean
Mm-hmm.
if it's like only a 35% coverage in features, and that's going to be an even smaller coverage in like use cases, problem solved,
Yeah.
and so on.
And as we wrap, I'm curious what kind of other information it might be using. Because here it says top strengths, quote to cache alignment, heavy activity through to CPU quote fits Chris's stated focus on
Oh,
RevOps orders and quote to cache architecture.
do you have yours
Apparently,
connected to your LinkedIn?
that's a good point.
Yeah, I
Yep.
don't.
Yep. So definitely using some kind of external profiling and external information, which I love. It's like, do you use, especially like imagine business documentation, business strategy, business focus, and then HubSpot activity. Are we using HubSpot in a way that supports that focus? That is fun to think about. We do need to wrap here. So I want everybody to have a wonderful rest of your Monday and join us tomorrow for another Orange Morning. We'll see ya.
Bye-bye, friends.